As I take my two buddies on a walk, my 4-mile walk, I can't help but to think about the times that we are in now. And those times that we are in are stop, lady, come on. Come on, lady. So I can't help but to stop again to think about the times that we are in now and how so many people are losing touch with the so-called American dream. I posted a video about this on my channel, The Chris Smith Show. And I can't help but to stop to think about all the people that are drowning. And no offense, some people are dealing with an unfortunate perspective, but most people are dealing with overhyping what they want to show people, what they got. And come on, Quattro, what are you doing? Some people are drowning and really just coming back to reality because they spent their life painting this picture of how they are living in a way that they're not, meaning this. When I went to buy my house in 2020, I was told, when I told my friend about my house, I was told, we don't buy old houses, we buy new construction. And which means if you buy new houses that are built in let's go back to 2020. To buy a house built in 2020, I'm not buying a house that is what I have now. I have 1,281 square feet. I'm not buying a house that's 1,281 square feet. I'm buying a house that is 4,000 square feet that costs $600,000. I don't need no big ass house like that. When I watch videos where people are losing their lives, and I look at the backdrop, I look at when they're doing their video and they're in the kitchen, and I see this big ass space behind them. And they say, my husband and I and our 2 kids. And I'm saying to myself, you brought a house. Most people buy houses to have a brag perspective on the end of it. Not too many people buy houses from the perspective of their income. They buy houses strictly to say, look what I got, and look, and we even got that. Come on, lady. We even got that. And they buy a house, and the house that they buy have all these narratives to it. And you're saying, well, you got lost in narratives. You're purchasing narratives, and you're purchasing an image as opposed to purchasing a house based on need. You're not purchasing a house based on need. You're purchasing a house based on bragability. And when you purchase a house based on bragability, you're paying for that in the end. So, and I know this because as I tell individuals, as I did a video posted on the Chris Smith Show, I brought my house. The house that I brought was $200,000 less than what I got approved for. $200,000 less. So I could have went $200,000 more. And I said, no way. And in saying that, I ended up making the best decision in my life after the fact. Meaning, I now have a $754 mortgage that I had for 5 years now. Over 5.5 years, I had a $754 mortgage. Who knew that times would go? Who knew that times would be as they are? Because I decided to do something 5 years ago, and that is, I left this part out. I was looking at one house that was The kitchen was practically bigger than damn near my entire house, the kitchen alone. And I remember saying to myself, again, so I was looking at this house, and this house was, the kitchen was big. And I remember saying to myself, um, um, I'll have buy something for when I entertain. And I remember I was dating this woman back in 2013, and she was saying, I want to get this place in Virginia Beach where the rent was X amount of money, and the place was huge. And I'm like, I'm not one of them idiots that's buying a house to entertain people. To me, that's asinine, but that is the perspective and narrative of a lot of people. In addition to that, in buying these huge, come on, Quattro. In addition to that, in buying these, come on, Quattro, that's poison ivy. In addition to Quattro, in addition to that, in buying these houses, that is so huge, lady. In buying these houses that are huge, you're getting a big mortgage to go with it. Had I would have brought that house, I would have maxed out my my qualification amount I qualified for, and I just wasn't doing that. I don't know too many people in the 56 years that I've been living. Everybody that I know, they took their purchasing power to the very limit. Last November, I brought my BMW X5. I'm sorry, X5, excuse me. And 2012 diesel, running fine. I get so many compliments when I drive the vehicle. It looks good. Wow, you really took care of that thing. No, I brought it. I only had it a year. Thing is 13 years old. I only had it a year. But I had enough money to go buy a brand new Land Rover. I could get a G-Wagon if I want. But I'm not doing anything to impress people socially. People got to do more in their life to, and to stay within the tolerances of their own life. And people aren't doing that. People are buying houses based on entertainment purposes for other people. To me, that's asinine. It's asinine. And then these same people go on social media and then talk about how, times are hard. Times are not hard. Times are not hard. You're buying hard, right? It's the same thing that I hear when people say, the average car note is $50,000. The average car note is $50,000? No, it's not. People have been buying cars, making it seems as though the average, come on, Quattro. People are buying cars because, if the average car note, they say, okay, I'm getting it mixed up. They say the average car note is $500 and the average vehicle is $50,000. No, the average vehicle is not $50,000. People are buying vehicles that cost this much. They choose to buy the $50,000 vehicle because, let's be clear. They still make a $20,000 Kia. They still make a $20,000 Kia. But people don't want the $20,000 Kia. They want the $50,000 car so they can brag. So I don't, as much money as I make, I'm not buying a $50,000 car. It ain't happening. And because of this, I'm able to live my life and live life based on a perspective and narrative that financially I am not pushing myself to the brink of saying I can't afford that. I don't say I can't afford anything. I had a perspective and narrative. I'm 56 years old. I had a perspective and narrative that I am not going to be living my life based on a fixed income. Come on. I'm not going to be living my life based on a fixed income. I'm not going to be, I'm not. I'm going to be 70 years old, and if I see something nice, I'm buying it. I'm not doing this thing where, I'm budgeting. Oh, we got a budget. We're A1C. We're on this plan. Well, I can't say where because it's just me now. They just love running to poison ivy. It's like they just see the grass with the poison ivy woved in it. I had to learn to see this, and then they be itching all day. So I gotta stay on them. But back what I was saying about the cars. People want the cars with the lane assist. They want the cars with the panorama roof. These are the cars that everybody are getting that end up costing $50,000. The average car isn't $50,000. I assure you that there are lots of people buying $20,000 cars. It's just the individuals. Like if you look at the car repossession videos, they're not Kia Rios. They're not Kia Rios. All the cars that's getting repoed, all the cars that's on these repo videos, Scat Packs, top of the line BMWs. These are all the cars that's getting repoed. They're not repoing the $20,000. The people that buy the $20,000 cars know I can only get a $20,000. Oh, I got a Nissan Sentra, $20,000. No, I don't have all the fancy stuff. I just got a Nissan Sentra. They smart enough to know this. Individuals that do this thing where they have to get a $50,000 car, why? Why? That's what you want. And because you get the $50,000 car, you put yourself in a situation where you're not going to win. Self-inflicted. I can't tell you how many times I see videos where this guy pulling. All right, Quattro, stop. Damn it. Stop. All right, stop. Come here. Stop. Come on. Stop. Come on. Stop. I got both of these. I'm holding both of these things with one hand and the phone with the other. Start getting a little bit. Come on, lady. Let's go. So, like I was saying, you can get a $20,000 car. You just don't want to buy a $20,000 car. You don't want to brag. When I brought my X5, I brought the X3 in October, and then turned around a month later and brought the X5 in November. I paid $6,000 for the X3, $8,000 for the X5. I could have put down on something nicer, newer. Nope, I'm cool. And so the biggest reason as to why I see people that are out of touch with the American dream is not because of the fact that they're out of touch with the American dream. They're just mixing the American dream with a brag perspective. They're mixing the American dream with a social perspective. And when you mix it with a social perspective, you absorb the unfortunates that come with that. Now you're turning your American dream into a nightmare. You didn't buy a house based on buying a house. You brought a house based on, as I heard, 95% of the people say they brought a house to entertain other people. We brought a house when friends come over. You didn't buy a house based on your family need. I've heard needs of family is the third reason as to why. First reason I'm hearing, we brought a house based on helping individuals. And you buy a car, as the great Dave Ramsey says, the average person buy a car to impress somebody at the stoplight that they'll never, ever see again. And that is so true. This is why I don't buy cars based on, oh, who to impress. I buy a car based on my need and to keep me in the perspective of saying, I make, let's say, $2,000 a month, but my living expenses are only $6,000. That's how much, that's the margin of difference in my real life. And it's going to stay that way. I'm not doing anything to impress anybody. It's not happening. It's not happening. People aren't doing that. So, hey, like, share, subscribe, y'all. I'll catch you on the next one.